Hi, it's time once again for the Sunday night market report. As you can see outside, it's not quite Sunday night, but the sun will be setting soon. It's Sunday, January 15th, 2017. Remember the 2017 at least. In Latin America this week has been another quiet week. Many of the trade has been on summer holidays. It's that part of the world that's warm, sunny, and they'll be wrapping that up pretty soon. But in the meantime, it's pretty quiet. Prices in Brazil for TR1 were $1.20, $1.25 on 23 kilos, which has been that way for quite some time. Prices in Argentina, Uruguay, Paraguay, prices were generally unchanged. And there's still a battle going on between the packers and the tanners in Brazil for fresh green hides. The packers kills are down because of the economy and everything else. And the tanners need the hides, even though their business stinks. They got to keep operating. Or stinks, not as good as it should be. And there's what's the right word? It's a battle, and the tanners continue to suffer, and the packers have more demand for the hides than they have. And then this last week or 2 weeks ago, one tanner tried to take a hide supply away from another tanner, and of course that cost everybody money except the packer, who could sit back and enjoy it. Now it's Chinese New Year, so tanners are going to have a tough time selling. In fact, everybody will have a tough time selling their wet blue or their hides into the Far East for another 3-4 weeks or so. In Europe this week, Andrea Gavola was busy in Florence for I'm going to mispronounce this, the PITT trade fair. Imagine Uomo confirmed, but it confirmed some of the signs of market recovery. However, much of the luxury world is suffering, which we report in our This Week in Leather, because the name brand designer, the sky is the price handbags for ladies, for example, is not going like it was. And a lot of these brands are retrenching. And that's affecting the leather business, which they could be able to sell leather to these people. The price was not the object. Now it's becoming an object. As this is being published, Andrea is covering the Riva Shoe Show with about 1,500 exhibitors in Italy. We'll have a report on this and that in the European report this week or next week. And price-wise, Andrea reports that the UK Irish ox heifers are in tight supply after good sales after the holidays. And suppliers are pushing prices higher. The same thing is the same effect in German cows and French cows. This week, Chinese buying was heavy, and last week even more so, for their upholstery business. And this pushed the price of European cows higher, all for their upholstery business. Andrea also reports that prices in South German bulls have advanced as well. By the way, advantage of getting our European market report written by Andrea is that his forecasts in the bull market have been right 83% of the time. So if you take the knowledge you have and look at what Andrea forecasts each week, that's a pretty good average to be ahead of the market and buy and sell as best as you can to your advantage. In North America this week, markets were generally firm, but the volume didn't appear to match production. Benchmark heavy Texas still sold in a wide range between 76 and as high as $80 CNF on 60, 68 pounds. One reason is, as a buyer explained to me, they don't have any 66, 68 pounds. Everything is heavier now, which is the winter season here in America. And as a result, I need them to cover a short sale, or I need them for a customer. So we had to pay, in the case of the $80 sale, more than the stuff was worth. By the same token, somebody found some for $76. So there's been a variance in that selection. Also, heavy Texas averaging 74, 78 and up were easier to buy. There were plenty of those, but they sold between $81 and $82 CNF. So you put on a per square foot basis, those heavier hides are a better buy. As was the case in Europe, they just said that American plump cows, native branded, mostly branded, found themselves higher. Prices were higher, and producers found themselves quickly sold out and have now priced themselves accordingly if somebody wants to buy more. Big news in the American market this week, which we had an exclusive on in today's market report, is that Mexico this past week has put an embargo on, it's not an embargo, has required that any hides coming into Mexico, I think starting in a week or two, have to be fumigated with strict compliance regulations, or the government could seize them at the border. Well, if you have a shipment of $40, $50, $60, $80,000 hides sitting there and they find a bug, there goes your container or there goes your truckload. So the United States Hideskin and Leather Association has meetings scheduled this coming week with authorities to try and get this resolved. But in the meantime, as one packer said, I'm not shipping any hides down here that I owe, and Mexico is a big importer of American hides. Speaking of export sales, which we're talking about imports, combined export sales for the week ending January 5th, according to the United States Department of Agriculture, were below production again at 380,300. That's raw and wet blue. And shipments were 259,000, so below production. Speaking of wet blue, producers appear to be challenged to move all they are making, and their forward sales position seems to have eroded considerably, and this could lead to aggressive pricing in the coming weeks. Do you know that our market forecasts, we talked about Europe, but in the American market, are right 89% of the time? Can you afford not to know what the market's going to do? You ever hear the expression, timing is everything, when to buy, when to sell? If you take our forecast with your own knowledge, can you lose? No, it's a terrific thing. So get HideNet, put that with your own knowledge, and be on top of the market. HideNet, your eyes on the market. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.